In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking owned.
You're still out. You're still back.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Man, you did get fucking owned by David Spade.
I did. Yeah, I did. Definitely.
We don't talk about that enough.
We do every so often.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Well, how many times? What, twice?
Twice
You
now,
gotta.
yeah.
We gotta bring that up more. Yeah, you got fucking owned by him.
Good times.
Did you want to hit him at all?
No, not at all.
You didn't want to just fucking deck him.
No.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny.
It would have been funny when I was a little kid. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. But it would have been funny if you played it off like he said it, and you're just like you kept acting, but just offset. You just pretend like you're just like
definitely. Like, what the
God.
fuck, bro? What are you doing? What are you... I like try to chest him up as a 9-year-old. I'm like, let's go, bro. I'll meet you outside,
You just
motherfucker.
act like the total
Let's
diva.
go.
Yeah, like
throwing things
I'm calling
in the
my
trailer.
agent. I'm calling my agent. This
Like,
is
I'm
bullshit.
done.
This is
I
bullshit.
didn't know this was in the script. Like, hold on. You auditioned twice. You got a call back. What? How, you delivered that dialogue.
That would have been funny, man.
It would've been
But
great.
you guaranteed David Spade would never forget you.
Never.
He'd be like, remember that
You'd be like,
9-year-old that tried
I
to fight me?
remember that. Yeah, because that was the strangest set
And
I
it
was
could have
ever
just
on.
changed his life, man.
Could have
Like he
forever.
just starts because his whole shtick is making fun of people.
He is, yeah.
I love David Spade.
He's great, man.
He's so.
He's a
goddamn
nice
funny.
guy too. He was awesome.
He does some of my favorite stand up. I think his stand up's hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
man. I wish he would have do more of it because he's so damn funny.
Have you got his books?
No.
He's written. Oh, you don't read?
Yeah, I do. I don't
Just
read
not those
David
books.
Spade.
That's true.
what the fuck? Yeah. Come on, man.
Audio.
Oh, it's because I haven't read David Spade books, so I don't read. Like that's
Yeah,
on the
my
that's
assumption.
on the
I
mandatory.
jumped straight to
It's
that.
on mandatory reading list.
Well, that's top 100, right? I mean,
yeah.
you
It's
got the
Grapes of
greatest
Wrath,
writers of all
Grapes
time.
of Wrath,
Yeah.
Killing Mockingbird, and what's the David Spade book called?
Farts and whistles. I don't know. Something.
Yeah. So
Something
no,
about
I
Instagram
haven't read
or
it.
something. Getting old and whatever.
No, I'm sure it's hilarious.
I don't know how we got on that.
Him,
topic.
Norm Macdonald. I love them all.
Oh, movies, not books. Damn it.
Yeah, I didn't even know he wrote. I didn't know he knew how
He's
to
written
write.
like 2 books.
Man, he's a
A
writer.
Polaroid Guy in a Snapchat World and Almost Interesting. Those are his 2 books.
A Polaroid guy in a Snapchat world. Wow.
That's pretty clever.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Edgy, man. I'm pretty sure he has a Snapchat.
Oh, he definitely does. Yeah, he watches The Bachelor and Bachelorette. He loves that show.
God.
He's a big fan.
He's
Big
from
fan of the
Arizona.
drama.
He's from Arizona. I know
Really?
that. Yep, Arizona's finest. Yeah. Oh yeah. But big fan of The Bachelor. I lost a little respect for him probably.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
You're going to go that far?
I had
Not a fan of The Bachelor, huh?
This is gonna be.
You're not a fan of one person
I had listen
getting
to
in
this.
relations with 20 people and trying to
it's
pick one
very
in the
odd.
end?
I always hope that guy's
That's
got
totally
some kind
normal.
of. He's got the clap or something, and he's just. And then everyone leaves, and they're
Everyone's like,
riddled.
yeah, this is good.
Everyone's like, we fucked him, and now we're fucked.
Yeah.
But no, I just had an idea recently that I would love to see a Bachelor where they're all trapped in this house, and the Bachelor is a serial killer, and the last one alive
Is the
marries
mate-
him.
Right, is the person that
he had
gets
a really
married.
good-looking guy,
Okay.
like he's super cool and everything, but he just happens to kill at night.
That'd be terrifying.
It'd be a great
I don't
show,
know-
though.
Well, I guess.
It'd be
maybe.
a great show.
Maybe.
A good movie, at least.
A movie. Okay, yeah, I'll take a movie.
No, I'd watch this show in a heartbeat. That's the only Bachelor I'd
What's
watch.
the rose ceremony? Does it turn into like an
It'd have to be like maybe a severed hand or something. Like they give you
Oh,
like
okay.
your. I
of
forgot they do
someone
that.
else?
Maybe a knife or something. Some kind of maybe the murder weapon he uses. He gives them or
Okay.
something. Or maybe we're just
So what is this,
still
a
a
Clue
rose
thing where
Maybe
it's like
still
a different
rose.
murder mystery every time?
Well, no,
Who killed this person?
the rose is not dying at night. That's the rose you're getting, right?
Right.
So I mean, there's no rose ceremony because the rose is you live. You're missing the whole point of the show.
I guess so. But you got to have some sort of ceremony to let them know they advanced.
Yeah, well, maybe they go and it's some kind of like sacrificial ritual. And that's how he kills a girl each night.
Oh, okay.
Like, you did survive or you're off the island. I don't know what the show is.
don't
I've never seen this show.
You know what? We gotta put this plan together. We gotta put it together.
I'm going to pitch it to CBS
NBC
because
or
I
something
think
like that.
CBS, not NBC,
CBS?
they're a little too high class.
Okay.
CBS,
So let's go CBS.
they're looking for shows.
Okay. At
They're
this point,
looking, yeah.
they're
They're not
hear
doing well.
anything, right?
Yeah, they're not doing well. So, yeah, they're definitely going to be looking for shows. And you know what's coming up? It's pilot season.
Oh,
You know it's
definitely.
coming
Yeah,
up.
It's coming up right here in a few months.
So I think we get a good group together. We shoot that. It's good, dude. That's a good show.
Life's good.
That's like a horror kind of. You'll get everyone. You'll get the ladies and you'll get the horror freaks. It's a win-win.
It is. Do you remember that game show Dog Eat Dog?
No, I remember Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is
Sounds
there
good.
something? Is there something to do with Dog Eat Dog?
Yeah, there is. Because
Yes.
we're talking today about Reservoir Dogs.
Why didn't you just ask me? Have you ever heard of that movie Reservoir Dogs?
You want to know why, Cash?
Dog Eat
Because
Dog?
I was trying to segue, okay? I was trying to segue from the game
worst.
thing.
I mean, I can't even get past this. What are you thinking? That's not a segue.
You know what? Should I have a green light somewhere where I hit it, where when you see it,
Yes.
you segue us somehow, some way? I'll bring
Please.
up a topic.
Yes.
And then you segue the show.
I thought at least set me up for something. Like, that's all you need is
Okay,
give
I'll
me
start
a
throwing
bit.
you beach balls, okay? But that was a
Wait,
beach ball. I
have
was
you
like,
heard of
hey, did you see
Dog
Dog Eat Dog? It was a game show on FX. It was pretty big.
But it had nothing to do with the current conversation we were talking about.
Yeah, it did. With
Wha-
like
why-
pitching shows on CBS.
Because it's a show.
Yeah, because it's a show. It's a game show. Like
That
anything
is
else.
a thread of a
is,
segue.
but it
That is
works.
the smallest segue you
But
can
it was something you
It's
could have
a
picked up
show.
on. And you didn't, you son of a bitch. Instead, you left me
Well, no,
high
I
and
picked up
dry.
immediately when you said dog eat dog. It was just like, well, dog eat dog. Where's this coming from? At least
you know
segue
what?
to Dog
What
the
do you
Bounty Hunter. They at least
You know,
Dog
I'm
the
on the
Bounty
spot.
Hunter. He's
Okay,
got
there's a lot of
guns.
pressure. What do you want me to do here?
Yeah, Mason. Look over. Just look over your left shoulder right now. What do we got?
Ooh.
That is an
How
original.
the hell did that get in here?
Yeah.
Tell me seeing that's pretty
Quentin
impressive.
Tarantino, he sneaks in there at night with his little hands and his
That is
little
a
cackle.
beautiful poster.
It's a work of art.
It is.
It's
It
a
really
work.
is.
Yeah. Let's just take 10 minutes and soak it in. The
Yeah,
silence.
let's just-
That was good podcasting.
Yeah, and then we'll just do a black screen over 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Well, back in the
We're
podcast
just
today.
crying.
Yeah, just emotional. There's tissues everywhere. We're just crying hysterically.
Beautiful. But yeah, it's finally come. I
It has.
mean, I walk around the streets just hoping someone's gonna just randomly bring up Reservoir Dogs, so I can talk about it. But we get to actually talk about it officially, as like officially.
Officially.
Finally.
Yeah.
What? This is your pick too, by the way.
It was
I
my
did
pick.
not pick this,
No, I
and
picked
this
this.
kind of correlates because what comes out next week?
And that is exactly why I picked it, is because this episode
selfless plug.
will be released on Thursday. Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, comes out on Friday.
Ninth
technically
and
Thursday
second
night,
to
so-
last film.
Right. And this was his very first film he did.
Yes.
So it does correlate.
It's
and
very.
That's what we do.
Oh,
here.
it's great. I mean, the stars are aligning. It's a perfect. Now that's a good segue into that review.
Right.
Is this so?
Okay.
Now are you learning?
Perfect. Yeah, I'm getting it.
You
I'm
getting
starting
it
to
down? Okay,
write
now
these things
we're
down.
figuring
I'm
out. No,
better when I
we'll
write
get it.
things
No,
down,
we'll get it.
so.
You don't worry, we'll get it. But yeah, his first film made. He originally was going to make it for what, 30,000. I
Yeah,
mean, it was made on a
35,000.
shoestring budget. He went from this where he had absolutely zero fucking experience, none.
Yeah.
He constantly joked on the set with his producer, who was just his really good friend. And they all constantly joked that they were the least qualified people on set. I mean, because they all got pretty veteran actors, honestly.
Oh, definitely.
But they were the least qualified. And
Well,
he
you know
was
what's-
running the show.
Right. He's running the whole operation, too. Yeah.
Which is kind of frightening if you're an actor.
Definitely. Well,
Like,
and the
what
actors
is-
even used their own wardrobe in the film. Everything that you
Yeah.
saw was the actor's own clothing.
Yeah.
The only thing that obviously was the suits were tailor-made from a company, but everything else. Like
yeah,
their
well,
own
someone's
costumes.
those. It's all crazy because
Even,
this film came together. I mean, we talked about it before, but this film is inspiring for not just people that want to make films, but just for people that want to do anything. Because I
Yeah.
mean, this is a film about just fucking getting up and doing it. man.
Definitely.
Yeah, the suits were donated from the wardrobe department because the lady, she liked heist films.
Yeah. Yep.
So fucking like, oh, I mean that because they were just gonna wear regular clothes. They were just gonna come in and try to match. Steve Buscemi, he's wearing black jeans. Those
Yeah,
are
exactly.
his jeans.
Instead of
yeah,
dress pants.
the car that you see, the white, what is it, convertible? It's not a Camaro. I can't remember, but that's just Michael Madsen's car. Because they couldn't afford to rent a car, so
Right.
they just had to use someone else's car.
Probably just
Yeah.
switch out the plates.
Yeah, it's Reservoir Dogs. It's known as the most or the greatest independent film of all time. Which
Well,
is
definitely is. I mean, dude, like for indie filmmakers, this
that's
is
quite a
inspirational.
title for one. That is
It
quite
is.
a title.
It's
Because
a
there's
great
been
title.
a lot of indie
Yeah.
films. I mean, indie films since fucking probably the beginning of film. People have been getting low budgets and just going out and filming stuff. So I mean, that is crazy. But yeah, I would. It's arguably my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's up there with one of my favorite
It's
movies
so
of all
good
time.
and it's so simplistic too. And what he does such a great job of is telling the story through awesome dialogue and like really intense scenes too.
Oh, absolutely.
And the
Yeah.
acting was just so good all around.
Yeah, and not having to show anything. It's all shot in one room. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, some scenes are shot on the street, where I'm pretty sure they just filmed without telling anyone.
Oh, dude, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's so exactly, and it's fucking inspiring. I mean, it was nothing. It was shot in an old I think it was an old mortuary or
Yeah.
something where they had dead bodies or something.
And they couldn't even hire police assistants for like that one scene where Steve Buscemi's running away, he gets hit by a car. They couldn't even
Yeah, and where he takes the car.
yeah,
yeah,
where he
they-
takes a car.
yeah,
They had to only go out and record that
on a
Dirt
green
on
light
green lights.
because they
That's
couldn't
it.
stop it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they couldn't stop traffic because they couldn't afford that
Yeah.
because it was such a small. Yeah, I mean, really, Harvey Keitel is the hero of this story because Quentin Tarantino, he was going to make it for $30,000. He was going to make it black and white. He was going to shoot it with just his friends, and then just somehow, again, the fucking stars aligned.
Oh, for this film, absolutely.
So Quentin Tarantino's producer, his best friend, whatever his name is, like Brendan or something, I can't remember. He produces a lot of his stuff, or he was just really good friends with him. He gave the script to his acting teacher. His acting teacher's wife gave the script to Harvey Keitel, who's a big actor.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
Has been
randomly,
for-
hey, check this out. He read the entire thing. He came to Quentin Tarantino, sought him out, and said, "I want a part in this, and I want to produce it." And he ended up growing the budget. He ended up raising $1.5 million compared to the $30,000 he was going to shoot
Crazy.
it. So I mean, he got fucking lucky. But it's not to say that he didn't put his work in. Quentin
Definitely
Tarantino.
not,
He was
yeah.
just, I mean,
He was a go-getter.
oh yeah,
And that's the thing, like, he stays true blue to who the fuck he is, man. Always.
And it's awesome.
Even today. Like,
Yeah.
when people give him shit for whatever, for stupid little petty things on the internet, he just tells them to shut the fuck up.
yeah, and he stands
He just
by
keeps
it
doing
because
what
he's-
he does.
Yeah, out of
He knows who he is.
out of
Like, and that's the
everyone in
thing.
Hollywood, I mean, we kind of joke about it, but he's one of the realest. I mean, he's
Yes.
just a normal guy. He fucking loved movies.
Exactly.
He worked at a video store. He watched movies every day. Never went to film school. Never did anything. He just loved movies, and it shows in everything. Everything he does, it shows that he just fucking loves it, and that he's not doing it for any other reason
Yeah.
than that because he is passionate about it. And yeah, it's amazing. He wrote this script in 3.5 weeks. Crazy, because every
incredible.
scene in this film, it's action, and then it goes into just an amazing dialogue scene.
Mhm.
Every scene is paced like that, where something crazy happens into every scene is
Well,
fucking Oscar worthy.
The opening scene had a deep meaning behind it, too. With Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi, not wanting to
well,
pay for the
Yeah.
tip, not wanting to put the dollar in. And he talks about society and how, like, he shouldn't have to feel bad that she doesn't make enough, that she's got to live off tips. That's not his responsibility as a society.
Well, he's going around robbing
exactly.
places.
Exactly, but it showed you the kind of person he was right away in that first scene.
He's never
and it
earned...
was poetic, because at the end, he's the one guy that gets away with the diamonds.
From the first time I watched that movie, first time I watched this movie, I've always felt like you could take that and that can be an entire movie and stuff. That 15 minutes, I mean, you could just turn that into a short film and it'd win every fucking short film.
Definitely.
It has a beginning, has a middle, has an end. It goes from, I mean, it's crazy. It's an entire movie.
It's really
itself.
awesome. Yeah. The way he opened it up, like, I was watching this with Ken Dog and I just paused it and I go, do you see the brilliance? I said, this is incredible. This is really something special.
And the way he just goes back and forth with every character, I mean, it's Quentin Tarantino dialogue where it's a genre unto itself. You don't see it anywhere where it's just so snappy and it's quick. It's quick.
It feels so natural.
It does.
Like, it really does, man. Like, it doesn't feel like dialogue ever. It just feels like human beings just talking.
No, because it's
those
never
kind of people talking together.
It doesn't do the movie thing where it's a whole group of people and just two people are talking to each other and everyone's just, oh yeah.
It's chaos, like it always is.
It is. It's
you get
one
three
guy's
people on a podcast, you're going to cut each other off more just naturally.
Yeah.
It just happens that way.
Well, if you're going to if you're just going to go into a fucking Applebee's and go into sit down at a table group of guys or girls or anyone, it's fucking everyone's talking to each other. No one's waiting to take their turn. Yeah. That's what friends or even coworkers do. But yeah, it's awesome fucking with Quentin Tarantino, him talking about the meaning of Madonna, and then Harvey Keitel's character taking the book from what's his name, Joe, and not giving it back. Yeah, it's so many different things going on, but then it all kinds of comes together. At the tipping.
Madonna commented on that. She said she really liked the movie, but she refuted the fact that his interpretation of Like a Virgin, and then she sent him an erotica album signed to him, and it said, it's not about dick, it's about love.
No, that was Madonna. The title of her album.
Yeah, erotica. Yeah, she was sending her album. Yeah, she sent him erotica.
The way you made it sound like she sent an erotica album, like an album of like recordings of people.
Oh no, a copy. I said a copy of the album.
But
just a copy of her personal collection.
Well, I was like, that's
not a fan of the movie, but
maybe it was just like a jab at like, because I'm not the meaning, but that is the most Quentin Tarantino thing in the world, is to over-examine fucking films. I mean, he kind of wrote the book on it where it becomes this entire thing. Like I've heard him talk about how, because one of his favorite films ever is King Kong, the original 1933 King Kong, with the claymation and everything. And he has deep, deep beliefs, and he believes that it's a movie about slavery. And damn near everyone kind of believes that King Kong is about slavery these days. And even though the guy who made King Kong came out and he said, no, it's definitely not a movie about slavery. In Quentin Tarantino's mind, he's like, oh, well, he may say that, but it's a fucking movie about slavery. It's a movie that's become so big that it's fucking... It has its own beliefs, and it's become more than what it is. And that's what Tarantino does with everything. I mean, that's what he fucking did with Like a Virgin, where he just broke it down to something that it definitely doesn't mean. And it's a lot fucking deeper than I guarantee what the song really means.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But the way he breaks it down, it makes it seem like you're listening and you're like, oh, yeah, that's what it means.
That makes sense, yeah. I mean, you put two and two together, I suppose.
Yeah, but that's what he does. And that's what it's so strange because that's what his films have become, where people just fucking break them down and think they have all these different kinds of meanings. There's so many different conspiracies, like Reservoir Dogs, maybe it's like the afterlife or something, and they're all talking and they're all in purgatory or something. So that's what his films have become. It's kind of fucking cool because he's just a fucking normal guy.
Right. He's just the average Joe guy who just makes really good movies.
He just got lucky, And that's the thing, those people realized that immediately about him, is that he was passionate. I mean, that's what Harvey Keitel knew immediately about him. And that's how he got a lot of people to audition for this, because he was just going to shoot with his fucking friends. And he originally wanted to play... He wrote it with him playing Mr. Pink. And that takes a crazy amount of, I don't know, humble, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. But I think to me, he's always been that kind of guy where it's like, if someone fits it better, he doesn't have an ego where he wants what's best for the film.
But I'd say 9 out of 10 fucking guys directed films are like, oh, I have this idea. I'm going to star and also direct. It's going to be big. He was able to set aside fucking a part where he didn't have any lines.
Right.
I mean, he had
he had a few, but he died right away.
He mostly made that intro to give himself more lines because he became
he even told Steve Buscemi that he was in love with it during the audition.
Yeah.
And
Steve
he said,
Buscemi
"You're
just
gonna
came
have
in
to
and
audition and nail it."
Yeah,
and he did come in and nail it.
And
of course he did. Are you kidding me?
And he did, man. Steve Buscemi,
dude, he's awesome.
So just a great character actor.
He is.
He always plays these crazy roles, and he always does such a good job, man. He's someone you can. We talk about it a lot, but he's someone you put in his movie, and no matter what, I think he's gonna.
It always brings up the value in films for me whenever I see him.
And no matter what the role, he's gonna try to fucking kill it. No matter what, he did so good playing Nucky in fucking Boardwalk.
Oh God, so good. I love that show.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, you know I love that show. That's why you bring it up.
Yeah. But this is the thing where but everyone in this. Well, what he did is he had everyone audition for everyone.
Yes. Yep.
Which was his thing. He said so that's pretty cool. He went into it thinking he even had these roles set, but he's like, I'm gonna let everyone audition for everyone, and that's how the kind of roles felt. Because could you imagine anyone playing these other parts? George Clooney, he auditioned for Mr. Blonde, the fucking psycho.
George auditioned?
Yeah, before George Clooney was George Clooney.
Yeah.
But he auditioned for Michael Madsen's part, Mr. Blonde, the guy who tortures.
But was it before George Clooney was George Clooney? This was in 92.
Yes. George Clooney started out on the Roseanne show in the early 90s. He had a small part playing her boss. He was not famous until later on.
Who played Batman in 89?
89 was... George Clooney played the last Batman.
Oh, he did?
89 was Michael Keaton.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay.
Come on. Yeah, Michael Keaton was a huge star. No, George Clooney didn't get famous till a little later. More till he was a little older. Well, but Quentin Tarantino, he cast him in Dusk Till Dawn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at George Clooney's filmography. What's his first big role?
ER. 1994.
Oh, ER was his breakout role, yep.
Got 90.
And you know my history with ER. I went back, I just recently watched.
He started acting though in 78.
Yeah, but he wasn't in anything. He had a very small... I remember watching him on Roseanne in the early 90s. His breakthrough was in 94, 99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was a no one, really.
That's crazy to think. I always thought he was like, one of the guys who was acting since the 70s.
No, he's one of those guys that didn't really make it to like 30s. When he was a little older and more distinguished for sure. Because in the ER, he doesn't play a young guy. He actually plays a veteran doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not. But yeah, no, I've never seen him in anything where he's super young.
That's crazy. So he auditioned for it.
He auditioned for Mr. Blonde, the psycho.
And he didn't get any role because he auditioned for all of them.
Yeah, he didn't get any role.
Wow.
No.
Maybe he was too charming.
I don't know. You cannot have overcast Michael Madsen in this role. He is fucking frightening in this. When he first comes in and he's coming in like it's another goddamn day on the job after he just murdered. Remember what does Harvey Keitel says? He's like, what, 2021?
Yeah, and he murdered a bunch of
massacre.
Civilians. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was mostly civilians.
Just killed a ton of people.
Yeah, and I love how it's never shown.
Nope.
But it just keeps getting brought up, and it keeps getting brought up, and it keeps elevating. Every time you hear it.
And you also get a more clear picture of what happened.
And who he is.
Yes.
Like, because that movie, it separates kind of little stories through everyone, because it goes through, and it goes through and kind of explains who Harvey Keitel is, Mr. White. And it goes through, and it speaks to Tim Roth's character as Mr. Orange, because he's the undercover cop, right?
Yep.
Who sets them up the entire time. And it's and I love that whole thing where we know immediately that Tim Roth is the fucking rat, or just really, really, and it's no big surprise or anything. But the big surprise is Harvey Keitel's character, Mr. White, just defending him tooth and nail.
I can't believe it. Over what, a car ride where they got close and he told him his real name? I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
why
man.
are you so attached to this stupid guy?
Well, it's the thing that
it's a job.
He was dying, so he immediately thought there's no way he could lie to me. Because when you're dying, you're telling everything. You're telling your sins. You're telling everything you did. So he's thinking there's no fucking way. But yeah, I love the whole thing that he's the only one who's and he's willing to fucking kill for him.
Die for him.
Yeah, but you could tell that it took a heavy toll on him with that kid because Tim Roth did such a great job of him dying.
Definitely.
Where
That
you
car scene was
feel
intense too.
fucking-
Immediately when he's screaming and he's like,
crying,
"I'm gonna die, I'm gonna
and
die."
you
Yeah.
really feel that he's
You do.
fucking scared
do.
big time.
This is really cool too. During filming, a paramedic was kept on the set to make sure that Mr. Orange, which Tim Roth, amount of blood loss was kept consistent and realistic to that of a real gunshot victim. Because if you notice when he started laying there in the warehouse, it was like he was bleeding more and more, and then it was starting to get puddles of blood, and then he was laying in his own puddle of blood, passed out.
And isn't that something that we talk about all the time, that we fucking love, those little details?
Yes, those details. They're so important.
That
was something I noticed before I even looked that up, like as part of like knowledge.
Well, I remember watching the first time. I'm thinking that is a shit ton of blood. I'm thinking he has to have lost so much blood at that point, and he's ghost white at one point.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, and even when I first saw it, I'm like, there's no way that he could have lost that much blood and still survived. And I did. I ended up looking up, and it's exactly the amount. I mean, that's how much you can lose and still be capable of talking and whatnot.
That's so crazy.
I love it, man. That's something that's only someone really passionate about something would do. Because that's a small detail that any other person would have just fucking, just spray some blood down there. Who gives a shit? Because it's not shown that much. I mean, he's just laying in it. I mean, no one's really measuring how much it is, but it does seem like a shit ton.
It does.
And it does progressively keep getting going.
And he was elevated, so all that blood was dripping down.
Yeah.
And then you saw the big puddle on
and
below,
it seems
which was awesome.
like he must have been just dipping in and out of the fucking nether realms.
For sure. Yeah, you don't know where
it was a lot of blood. Yeah, he was sitting there for the whole fucking torture scene. Which must have been a nightmare.
Oh God, you're losing blood. You're probably sick to the stomach.
Or you're thinking, am I in hell?
Yeah.
Did the devil just walk in? Because that's the thing with Mr. Blonde Man. When he walks in,
he's straight up insane.
I love the fact that he walks in and he went through a drive-through. He's got the cup.
That's how much this guy didn't give a fuck. Like he was literally a psychopath.
With the cop in his back, in the back, he went through a drive-through with the fucking.
Well, and then he comes in and he doesn't even get the cop right away out of his trunk.
No.
He comes in, bullshits with the guys. Hey, what's going on?
He even barely remember. He's like, oh, yeah.
I forgot. It's like an afterthought.
I got something to show you guys. And, and Michael Madsen.
And I knew that cop had no chance. Because I was first thing I thought, I was like, why didn't they cover his face? If they didn't want them to know his identity. But I go, oh, okay, I know why. Mr. Blonde, he ain't making it out alive.
And it's a Tarantino movie where it's fucking... anyone can die. There's no rules. It's much more. It makes you. It makes it much more realistic. I think it engrosses you more in the movie when it makes it feel like there's real consequences.
Definitely.
Because you knew. I mean, you knew as soon as you see the cop, you're like, oh, he's not making it out of here.
No.
In some kind of fantasy, the cops would bust in, save him, or
save
something.
the day,
save
he
the
lives,
guy that's dying on the ground. Everything.
They shoot him in the back. They shoot him in the back, and they shoot the cop.
The guy's
in the shoulder,
he lost
and
the
he
ear.
lives.
He's fine. Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he was never going to make it out of there, especially not as soon as you see him being left with Mr. Blonde.
Yeah.
you get a horrible feeling in your fucking gut that
But I got to say, out of all my body parts, the ear is the first one I'd want cut off. For sure.
But he did so bad, and it looked so good, where it looked like he was ripping at it. Where it wasn't a clean cut, but he was just
tearing. Yeah. Doesn't look like a good time.
So it might not be one of the worst parts, but it's a bad part, and it's a bad part where everyone's staring at you. Unfortunately,
always
you walk
but
into
you got to look at it and go. It's like that Mike Tyson thing, your ears bitten off. It's like Evander Holyfield. You got to be like, yo, don't fuck with me.
Except
man.
he took a little tiny, bit his ear, a little tiny chunk. He didn't rip the goddamn ear off his head.
But you look at a guy like an MMA guy with cauliflower ear.
Yeah,
respect those guys.
Yeah, but
so imagine people with no ears. What do you think happened?
Well, I don't immediately think, oh, this guy's a fucking professional MMA fighter. When I see a guy with cauliflower ear, I know one thing: he's been hit on the head a lot. He can probably take a lot of hits because that's what cauliflower ear is, just slamming your ear on the.
Well, it's more from jiu-jitsu and wrestling than it is punching.
Oh yeah, it's being slammed on your head.
Right.
That's what it's from.
And it's from just the friction.
It's from the
back
cartilage
and forth,
of
constant
crumpling
friction.
in. Yeah. It's
heat.
from getting hit. I mean, nowadays in wrestling they make you wear headgear because of that. But I used to wrestle on every fucking. When you see a guy with cauliflower ear, if it's bad enough where it's you're staring at it, he's done things that's been around long enough where he's been hit on the head a few times. So if I see a guy with no ear, I'm just thinking something bad happened. I don't know if this guy's a killer, but I know he's had a bad day. A really bad day.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
So I'm not sure if I'm so scared of him, though, with a guy with one ear. No.
What? If you think he's a killer and you're not scared of the guy?
No, I'm saying he's not a killer. I'm just saying that he's had a really bad day. Like, he's been tortured. So, yeah. I mean, maybe I'm scared if he's got a gun or something. I'm more scared of that. And I think if I see a guy with no ear, I immediately thought he blew his ear off doing something stupid.
Yeah.
It's a very American thing.
It is. Very much so. Back up, Terry! My God, Terry, back
Terry,
up!
No, Terry, no. Yeah, I love that. I fucking love that video. But, yeah. I don't know. Where did I go? Where did I get rid of it? But, yeah. We should just talk about the torture scene.
Yeah, okay.
It's a torture scene, man.
Definitely
It's a really fucking good torture scene. And,
a really good torture scene, too, for, $1 million. Too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I mean the effects of the ear being ripped off, I thought looked really good, especially for 1992.
And the soundtrack in this.
There was only one song, wasn't there?
No, he only had money for one song. He ended up getting other songs through no money, just producers, because he made a deal with the producers that they're gonna release a soundtrack and they would get cuts of that. Oh, he only had money. He only had money for one song. This song. Eventually, they got other songs, and it's a great fucking soundtrack. But that song, man, that's exactly. I mean, if I'm making a movie, it's a perfect song. It's
stuck in the middle with you.
It's a perfect song for that fucking thing. It's like lighthearted, but it's something that guy would listen to, right? That was a really popular song, fucking at one time. So it's something that he would listen to. He's not gonna listen to like whenever someone's getting tortured, they're listening to like the orchestra or something. Like no one really listens to the orchestra.
No, not at all.
I listen to
a supervillain, maybe.
Yeah. And they talk about constantly that they're listening to. They bring it up before the movie that the local DJ, who we hear quite a bit, they're doing like the best of the 70s or whatever, and they're all kind of talking about it. So you kind of get the sense that he probably heard that song on that radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great song for it, man.
It is.
I love when they do when you put songs that you normally wouldn't put songs in a scene. Like, you would never think that song would be. But he had that vision right out of the bat. But, yeah, it's a sad scene. I heard Michael Madsen, who's a strict pacifist, doesn't believe in any violence at all.
Really?
Had trouble doing this scene, he said. Because at one point, he has to hit the cop, actually. Mm-hmm. And he does hit him, and he didn't want to do that. But once the cop starts talking about his kids, apparently Michael Madsen just had a kid.
Oh.
And he apparently had to leave like for a little while. There's a longer cut of this movie where the cop says that, and you can hear in the background Quentin Tarantino go, "Oh no," because he knew that Michael Madsen was, and he knew because Michael Madsen said, "I really don't want," because Michael Madsen, I can't remember what role he auditioned for a different role. He auditioned for Mr. Blonde because he didn't want to do all the violence and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's no one better. And now he's been
great.
And now in every Tarantino movie, he's playing some fucking sadistic asshole. And the guy's
poor guy, the one pacifist.
Yeah. But apparently he had real problems doing this scene, especially with the cop saying stuff about his kid. Which makes it, I think,
the dude has 297 acting credits.
He's awesome too.
Damn
he's one of my
impressive.
favorite, and he's in damn near every Quentin Tarantino movie.
That is so insane, man.
It's awesome. He's really cool. And we didn't even talk about, but speaking of Madonna, this is a little related. Chris Penn, who's Sean Penn.
Yeah, brother.
And Sean Penn was married to Madonna. That's Madonna's brother-in-law.
Yeah, he died of what? Drug overdose, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He was a bigger guy. No, he died of heart disease.
Yeah, but they found heroin and stuff in his system.
Yeah, he was a big heroin, constantly.
Yeah.
He's in one of my favorite comedies, Corky Romano. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's so good, man. But he's Chris Penn's awesome. He has the best scene. I mean, one of the best scenes is that scene in the Mexican standoff.
Yeah, that was great.
Chris Penn does amazing when he's yelling about "Stop pointing a gun at my dad." You can see he's fucking sad. I mean, he's upset. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love that ending where they all fucking die. That's a perfect
ending too.
That
You know what it
is.
reminded me of, kind of?
Because it was always doomed.
The Departed.
Oh yeah,
Where it's
kind of,
like,
yeah.
kind of the one guy you didn't want to get away with it gets away with it, and your favorite characters in the end end up dying.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it was.
It's just very, I mean, it is kind of like Departed. But
Departed, I guess, had kind of a happy ending. But
well, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, exactly. At the end, yeah.
Although he might have been just a criminal after that. He might have just had to go on the run.
Yeah, he could have been.
If there was a
And
fucking...
speaking of The Departed, we have reviewed that on this podcast, so go and check out that episode. You can find that here.
Nice.
Shameless plug.
Shameless
You got to
plug.
do it every so often.
You got to do it. But, well, Quentin Tarantino and Scorsese are similar with, I mean, the quality of their films and how good, and the attention to
to detail, absolutely.
That's two things that they are very similar. So you can bring it up, but they're very similar. And they're both kind of the thing where anyone can die. You know, in Tarantino movies, anyone can fucking die. And the same thing kind of thing in Scorsese films, where anyone at any time can be shot in the head, just like in real life. It's good to remind us about that.
It is. It keeps
our
us humble.
own mortality.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, this was this is ranked as one of the greatest heist films of all time. It never shows the heist.
Never.
I mean,
and the only shot that we get are like three cops right next to each other, all running down the street.
Funny. Yeah, the shitty fucking LA cops. I guess they're just a light jog.
What happened to the car?
Pushing women out of the way.
Why are there three of them? Not one of you guys.
And
got
they're
in a
so
car?
slow too. They're
fast,
very slow. But of course, Steve Buscemi, Mr. Pink, he is booking it. He's got the diamonds.
He's
got the diamonds.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. That was a young Steve.
But yeah. Oh yeah.
He was running. He was running fast.
He's got those long legs. He's a tall guy, long legs. He used to be a fireman.
And a track star, apparently.
Well, he plowed through that woman. He might have been a football star.
Yeah, yeah, might have been a running back or something.
But yeah, I love the urgency in this fucking film from everyone. You can really feel like there's something out on the line. Like
and it's always tense
when he's
too,
yelling at the
tense.
lady in the car and everything, and the cops start shooting. Which crazy fucking cops just start shooting.
They're just shooting with civilians.
Stray
around.
bullets
like, man,
are
you couldn't get away with that shit these days. Good Lord.
No, you can't unload a clip into just a random car these days. Back in those days, you could fire at anyone.
Insane.
I know. Thank God there wasn't a kid in the car.
Yeah, with a kid in the back.
It was a station wagon.
I know. That's more than likely a child is
the only
probably
reason
in the back,
Tarantino probably didn't
especially
put it in, they couldn't afford the fucking child actor. I guarantee he would have put that easily. Yeah, I know. Those reckless ass cops, all three of them, just pumping lead into that fucking van or whatever it was. But yeah, it never shows. But I love just how they go about the heist and how they explain it, because it's a botched job for sure. I mean, it's as bad as it gets.
Yes.
Two of them.
Well, you got a rat, and then you got people who can't keep their mouth shut. So it's like.
No, and I love fucking, again, going back to Steve Buscemi. He's the kind of asshole of it, but he's the smartest guy. He doesn't want to know anyone's name.
Mm-mm.
He wants to get out of there. He wants to go.
Business
He's
is
got the
business, man.
diamonds.
Yeah.
He wants to leave the guy behind. Fuck, you couldn't get me to stay at that fucking building. I would
No.
be sketching
I'm out. Man.
Yes,
I'm out.
same. Like,
especially if your place is compromised, if your meetup place is compromised because you know that someone's a rat. No way in fuck do you go back there.
Especially if you have the diamonds.
Exactly.
You got the diamonds.
You got to stash them somewhere first.
You got to stash them.
And you never tell them where they're at.
Well, he
You just
didn't,
wait
though.
for
That
your
was good of it,
sentence to
yeah.
be out.
And I love that scene, that whole scene of when Harvey Keitel's character, Mr. White and Mr. Pink, go in the back and start talking to each other and everything. I love when he tells them that he has the diamonds, and then you kind of get the look on his face. He's like, oh, my boy, man.
Yeah.
But Mr. Pink
Super
is still like skeptical about it. He's like, oh, I bet you fucking like me now. Because they're giving each other shit the entire time.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a big waste of a lot of fucking people if you didn't get any diamonds. I mean, I love the fact that it ends with most likely Mr. Pink getting all the diamonds.
Oh, he got them all for sure.
And just heading out. I mean, he never needs to do another job in his life.
Ever.
That's
a huge stash for one person. That bag was completely full of diamonds.
And before we got that, Joe was talking to Mr. White. Fucking, we ended up knowing his name's Larry, but he's talking about how this score is fucking huge. Before we get that, and he says that's gonna be a huge cut. So he got fucking. He had, 7 people's cut? I'm guessing Joe got the biggest cut of all.
Oh, for sure.
He probably got 50% or something, yeah. But he just got everyone. He even got that's huge.
That's a huge payoff.
That's the best day of all time.
Definitely.
Didn't get shot. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened, and no one knows his name. No one knows nothing. The cops the diamonds are gone.
No one's there to rat you out.
Nope.
No one's gonna talk.
And they drove far enough to where they really have no idea where the diamonds are.
And who knows where he stashed them, bro? Gone.
Yeah. And they would assume that before they all died, they stashed them somewhere.
I would really love if Quentin Tarantino in one of his, I mean, it's obviously not gonna happen now because apparently we only have 2 movies, but I would have loved if because all of his universes are connected.
It's good advertising, though. Think about this. Okay, from a business standpoint, if you tell someone, you're a great director and people love your films, they always do great with the critics, right? You go, I'm only making 2 more films. Don't you think more people would come out and watch your film because it's only 2 more left? Because here's the thing.
Yeah, but he's not.
Here's the thing. He has the freedom to make more afterwards, and no one's going to give a shit, right? We're not going to be like, oh, you told us you're only making 12. How dare you? No one's going to care. We're going to be like, oh, another Quentin Tarantino film. It's smart. And maybe he does mean it, but he's going to get to that last movie because he loves film so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's going
to get to that, and he's going to go, you know what? I'm going to make another movie because I don't think retirement for a guy like this. I think he's going to be a guy like Scorsese, again, who's making movies until he dies.
Well, he's always said, I would believe that, but he's always said he wanted to do 10 films since the beginning. He's always said he's wanted to do 10 films. And he's also said that he's always wanted to become a novelist. After he stops doing, so what I do think is going to happen, he's going to do 10, he's going to write a couple books, and then he's going to come back. Someone like this who loves film so much does not stop, but I don't believe he's doing it to get more people in the seats.
Yeah,
I don't.
So what do you think? Because there are, he's also talked about getting Uma Thurman back to play, Kill Bill 3.
Yeah.
So that's going to be his 10th film.
No, the Star Trek is going to be a 10th film.
So he's not done then?
No, I heard that he always talked about getting in with Thurman, but I heard that they most likely aren't going to go forward with it. I already scrapped the idea. Because in this, because this is something that's awesome. It's something that I would do too. And I keep talking about, but if I was a film director, I'd do the same thing where, and Stephen King does it with his book, but everything Quentin Tarantino does, it's in his universe.
Yes.
It's a Tarantino verse is what they call it. So in Glorious Bastards, all that shit happened, that's his universe. That's his history. Mm-hmm. And this, Mr. Blonde, Michael Madsen, the guy who tortures the cop, his full name is Vic Vega in this. Do you know what John Travolta's character's name is in Pulp Fiction?
I don't remember.
Vince Vega.
Oh.
They're confirmed brothers.
Wow.
And Quentin Tarantino, early on, he always wanted to do a prequel called Vega Double D, I think, of Travolta and Mad Max just starting out as criminals and just fucking, because they're all hitmen.
That would have been awesome. That would have been so cool.
But both of them got too old and he scrapped the idea. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Pulp Fiction had to have been the next one because that was in 94. This is 92.
Pulp Fiction was his second film. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that's awesome that they're fucking, because then you have this whole fucking universe that you can expand on, and it gives something fans to expand on too. We can have believes that they're brothers, and who knows the kind of crazy shit they got into. I mean, Michael Madsen, he's clearly a psycho. He had to become that way. You can make a really good
script too.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah. And I can even see it. I can honestly see it where you could do it where they're young enough, where you can just hire young people,
different actors
that kind of look like, and just hire someone that's good actors that kind of do the Han Solo thing.
Yeah.
Get someone good that looks like him, and then just do your own fucking Vega brothers. It'd be so awesome. So fucking cool. Violent. That's John Travolta's best film. I mean, he peaked at Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Over Grease? For his best film of all time?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Grease is probably a more iconic role for...
It's not a better film.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, but I mean, as far as his best role ever.
Yeah, Vince Vega is by far his best role.
I see what you're saying.
Not fucking
from a
Danny. Yeah,
Danny
of the T-Birds.
Iconic standpoint, yeah.
Grease is great, don't get me wrong. I love Grease, but...
yeah, you're going to get a lot of Grease lovers attacking you.
Yeah.
They're going to leave those comments below.
Greasers?
Yeah, those greasers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Grease is great, but I mean, it doesn't hold a flame to fucking Pulp Fiction.
No, I meant from an iconic role standpoint. I mean, you think of John Travolta, what's the first role that pops into your mind? For most people, it's Grease.
Yeah, for most fucking Neanderthals, they would think Grease, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, I would think Saturday Night Fever before I thought Grease. I would think
Yeah, but Grease is so iconic. Like, everyone knows what Grease is in the United States.
Yeah, because Grease was a very popular play before Grease.
Right, but it's
and then it
still...
became,
It's still Travolta, though. I mean, that's like a big deal. You still see that on TV.
Well, have you ever
today.
seen Grease 2?
You know, I'm standing by this. I'm not talking about Grease
So does
2.
it show
I'm talking
you-
about
does it
Grease.
show
I'm
how-
standing next to it. That movie is iconic.
Yeah, but I don't
You
think
might not like it, but it's a film that's
it's
watched even
iconic. I
today.
tell you, but no one's putting it in their top 10 best movies of all time.
No.
No one is.
Well, there are people, but not a ton.
It might be your top 10 musical of all time, but it's not the top 10 movie of all time.
No.
I mean, you got to be a big musical fan to put it
That's
in there.
true.
So it's not Grease. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree that Grease is not a fun watch. I've seen Grease 100 times. It's got a great fucking soundtrack. I'll give you that. But I mean, no, it does not hold a flame to me to Pulp Fiction. I mean, if you're going to say to me, you got to take or you do or die one movie that can't be made.
Well, you know what? John Travolta should have been in this, and he should have played Gotti.
He
As
should
the
play
mob
Gotti.
boss.
What I hear, he should play Gotti in everything he does.
Everything he does. I heard he plays a really great
Yeah.
Gotti. Yeah.
And that shows you that, I mean, John Travolta, people always assume that he's just one of the greatest actors of all time. Go to John Travolta's filmography. He has not done that.
I'm at it right now.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's not I mean, as far as like what good movies are,
Yeah.
it's a rough go.
It's Scientology.
I mean, Gotti literally got a 0.
Scientology ruined his career.
But it also elevated Tom Cruise, so we have to look
Give and
that in
take.
retrospect.
Well, I used to love John Travolta, though. I used to love John Travolta.
Did you really?
In Pulp Fiction, yeah. You can't.
Well, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. He's just a weird guy. He's so
He's
obviously
strange.
gay. Everyone
Yeah.
says, I mean, he's so obviously gay for sure. But yeah, everyone talks about how he's just super weird. And Scientology made him super weird. And apparently they have a bunch of fucking gay tapes on him and everything. And they tell him what movies to do.
Uh-oh.
So, because he's just picked bad movies to do. I mean, Get Shorty is good. Pulp Fiction is good.
You
Look
think
Who's Talking.
Scientology's blackmailing him? Allegedly?
Scientology blackmails everyone. That's what they do. That's Dianetics. They come in here, they say, tell us your deepest, darkest secrets. You're going to get this all off your chest.
That's true.
'Cause
Yeah.
why else do they record
Because they
everything?
try to get to the level of clear, and that never happens.
No, it's
You
all
never hit clear.
blackmail. No, it's all blackmail. That's what they have on Tom Cruise. That's why these guys can't leave.
Yeah.
I mean, they got something on Tom.
They have to. They got to have some weird thing that he's.
But Tom's
that
a
he
guy
does
who
for
I think
fun.
likes it. Where I mean, John Travolta.
Well,
He's.
yeah,
I think
he's so well respected.
I think the only
in that
reason John Travolta
community.
is still around at this point, though, is also Scientology, because they have heavy fucking pull, and they're giving him these roles. Yeah, dude. Have you ever seen Battlefield Earth?
No,
Do you know what it is?
I heard it was awful.
It's a movie based off the book by L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It is one of the worst movies of all time, and we kind of talk about us kind of doing that thing where we watch movies and kind of riff on it.
Yeah, we should
that
do that.
Would be
that
one.
would be a fun one.
I used to watch as a kid, and even as a kid, a 5-year-old, because he's like 7 feet tall, he's got dreadlocks, and they're all doing the stupidest shit. Yeah, man. It was just a fucking
What was it called?
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield.
One of the
Earth.
most famous movies of all time, man.
Oh, it was made in 2000.
And I'm not kidding when I say it's one of the most famous, as it's known as, it's reverend as one of the worst films ever.
Forrest Whitaker was in it.
A ton of people. The guy from Pepper Berry, or whatever his name is, from Crawl is in it.
Oh, Barry Pepper.
Berry
Yeah.
Pepper Berry.
Kim Coates. Hey, that was before Sons.
They got them all, man.
Michael Byrne. Wow.
Yeah, he starred and co-produced that film, Battlefield Earth. Based on
Good for
oh.
him. Based on Scientology, huh?
That's what it does to you.
Yeah.
That's what it does to you. But yeah, his filmography isn't anything great, is it?
No.
But he's always been very good looking.
Yeah, I guess so.
So he's always had that going for him. That's always gotten some roles, I guess. Not so great looking now. He's got some weird hair thing going on. He does have hair.
Strange.
He doesn't have hair.
Sometimes it does. It's like a
hair doesn't work that
thing.
way.
No, it doesn't. So what is going on?
Sometimes it's like silk black hair. It's like, why are you dyeing it? It's not making it better.
No.
But yeah. Let's get back to Reservoir Dogs, Mason.
Yes, let's.
Is this the first time you've seen it?
This is the first time I've seen this film.
Wow.
Yep.
We got to talk about that.
And I've seen every other Quentin Tarantino film except this one, which was his very first one.
So
but
what was your experience?
More under the radar. Again, man. I mean, I'll go through it. I was really blown away with just this. This gives you like so much inspiration. Like if you want to go out and shoot movies, you literally can. And we have more technology today than we do even, back in 1992.
Yeah,
it's harder to find cameras.
He's going to do it on
his
fucking 35 millimeter in black and white because he can only do black and white.
I mean, you can literally go shoot a movie on your phone these days. So
people do. People do all the time.
It was just so impressive, like to watch this movie, to see how well it was. And every single time I kept pausing it and looking over at Ken and was like, do you see this? We're 40 minutes in and they've shown a warehouse and an outside of one thing, but we love it so far. We're intrigued. We love the characters. We want to know what happened.
And it's given us so much story in just that quick time.
Exactly. In the 40 minutes, and they've only shot it 2 places. So
was Kindog
I was
just
thinking
like
budget-wise the whole time.
Was Kindog just sitting there like, quit fucking pausing this movie?
Eventually, he was like, "Can we watch the movie?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry." Yeah, after like.
But
the fourth time.
It's true, man. We're not, professionals at all. But if you just like good movies, it's one of those that you watch and you're kind of in awe of because it's like it's not big action or anything, but the dialogue, it's all dialogue. And dialogue has you hooked every scene.
Definitely.
He separates out enough where it's not just 2 hours of pure dialogue, but it's a ton of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
But it's separated by these fucking powerful scenes. It's separated by flashbacks and some action and a torture scene and shit like that. But every time 2 characters are separated and they go into dialogue, it feels, like you said, so real.
Yeah. And it feels like their own pieces.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like they feel like pieces. They don't feel like scenes. They like the dialogue is so intricate and so good that they feel more like just pieces to the story. Yeah. And they kind of just all flow together just like seamlessly. It's really awesome.
And these characters all feel so fleshed out. You feel like they have their own background in life. Where it's like some movies, because movies are, I hate to spoil this for people, but they're written by one person. So someone's writing each person. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to not make it every character kind of feel similar,
Yep.
But in this one, they're so fleshed out where every character is completely different.
Yeah.
But you feel like
show
they
it right
full
away
background.
too. That's what's so impressive about this movie is it shows it right because it doesn't have a lot of time. I mean, what is this movie? An hour and a half? Hour and 40 minutes?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, not very long. No,
I mean, I don't think it is, but either way, it's like it's just it's impressive.
Yeah,
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. I know. I quote it all the time. I love that opening scene.
Hour and 39 minutes.
Yeah, not super long. I love that opening scene when they're all sitting around and Harvey Keitel went after Mr. Pink explains why he doesn't tip, and then Harvey Keitel he says about them busting their ass and how they make their living, and then he just kind of looks at it and goes, "Fuck all that." It's just like no matter how profound it was, he was like, "You're not gonna change his mind at all."
No.
But then fucking Joe comes in. He's like, "Who didn't put down a fucking dollar?" And then he.
I like it too because if you watch,
and he wasn't paying for the meal.
Yeah, he just grabbed the money. He's like, "Who didn't put in $1?" Like he just knew right away. I was like, "What?"
Something that's cool is what's his name? Edward Bunker, who played Mr. Blue, who only had lines at the very beginning, is a pretty famous career criminal in real life.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
That's his picture right there, Edward Bunker.
I mean, it's not awesome that he's a criminal, but Runaway Train. I read his book. No, never mind. I read Last Train to Alcatraz. Never mind.
He's a writer. He wrote Runaway Train and he wrote Straight Time and he wrote Animal Factory also. But he's a career criminal. He was in and out of jail for bank robbery, drug dealing, extortion, armed robbery. Started a life of crime when he was 5 years old.
Pretty impressive stuff.
5 years.
Was he stealing gum out of a convenience store? What was he doing?
Whoa, who was he robbing? His teddy bears?
Yeah, no kidding. Holding up someone. He's like, "Give me your money."
What a rough time you got to live in to be starting a crime at 5.
Yeah, he was born in
in the Depression, 1933.
Yeah.
That is a tough time to be born. But it's awesome that Quentin Tarantino would add him in this movie.
That is
I mean,
cool.
he only has one line.
Well,
but
Scorsese did the same thing with the Mafia guys.
Yeah, I think it does something for the actors.
Oh,
you know?
for sure. When you're around someone who has like really been through that life.
Yeah, and he plays it so
changes
cool, like you would think of real criminals do. I mean, like we see the mob guys, they played so cool, even they do. I think that rubs off on a lot of people because in this, everyone seemed like career criminals. Yeah. No one seemed like they were doing it new or anything. Maybe Tim Roth, who was supposed to seem like that, but yeah, I think it really does rub off when you surround people with like-minded. But he said that. He said, as far as robberies go, this one was one of the worst. He said, he said he said for one that he would never rob a place not knowing the other 5 people. He said never. He said you would never rob someone with people you didn't know.
Wow.
He said, so that he said you would never do that. And he said that, he said they would never meet up before the robbery at a public place.
Yeah. That seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah, because as soon as the robbery happens, someone's be like, "Yeah, there was 6 guys just like these guys." So yeah, that you're probably not gonna do that.
No.
But he said that this was one of the worst robberies. I mean, it went to shit anyway, so I guess he was kind of right. It was one of the worst, and he got killed. We don't even see him die.
No, we don't.
Who knows what happened to him?
Well, he was missing the whole time.
Yeah, Mr. Blue. We
knew Brown was dead, and then Mr. Blue was just never.
And Mr. Blonde was missing too. The guy who started fucking killing everyone.
No, he got shot. Oh, you mean at the very beginning?
Yeah,
the very beginning.
Yeah, no one knew where he was at. No one knew.
But we never found out where Mr. Blue was until I think the very end.
Until Joe comes in. He says he's dead.
He's dead too.
Dead as Dillinger. That's what he says. Yeah, but yeah, no, we never know. But Mr. Blonde, he's missing until he comes back. Just fucking strolls in after. I'm guessing running errands after. So, he might have went to the bank.
Lunch, seems. Got a little hungry, all this killing.
Funny thing is, though, that cop, the actor, he told the guy, or he told Michael Madsen that he wanted to ride in the trunk on the way over to the scene.
Why?
To get into character. Yeah, to make it, to see what it feels like to be riding a trunk, like, against your will.
Yeah.
And Michael Madsen, he said he went through, he's like, once he started driving, he started getting the character. And he said that he started, like, thinking, what would he do? So he took him through a bunch of alleyways and bumps and shit. And he took him through the drive-thru. That cup you see is his cup that he went through the drive-thru before.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Isn't that's hilarious? I love how fucking loose it was on the set, too.
Oh, it had to have been. I mean, these guys are working for basically nothing.
They're kind of working for a kid that has never done this, has no... So they knew it was independent, small. So you can tell there's nothing to lose.
And that's the thing. Like, seriously, independent film, like, it's a lot more lax. Than like a giant, obviously, than a giant production. And they all seem like professionals. They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
they can go get their own lunch. They're big boys. They can drive back. They can handle that.
And it's another thing where it's like we don't have money for like catering or whatever. Where it's super, and it's a lot like close knit. All these guys working close together and everything.
Yeah. What do you think they had crew wise? I mean, probably only 15, 20 people at most.
Oh, I bet they had 4 or 5 people in that fucking running a camera, running the sound. Quentin Tarantino we acting in some, but then just running.
Yeah, we gotta have 80s and stuff. You have to.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it was. It had to have been the least amount you could possibly have on a set.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to have been near.
So probably
nothing.
like 9 or 10.
Yeah, because everything else went to.
Because you got to have grip and all that too, man. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of things you need.
I don't know if you have to have a key grip. I don't know if you have to have. I guarantee they didn't have money for a key grip on that. I mean, we could probably go to the fucking credits and see. I'm sure it's not very long credits.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I know he gave a shout out to. This is a selfless plug to our other review that we did for Fear and Loathing.
Ooh.
But he gave Terry Gilliam a shout out.
Really?
Because apparently
director of Fear and Loathing.
Yeah, because apparently he went to like a workshop at Sundance or something before he's famous, and Terry Gilliam gave him some really good advice, and he just gave him a fucking shout out, I guess. Well, it's pretty nice when you got Terry Gilliam giving you some advice.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say you're on the
right track.
Yeah. Definitely on the right track.
Yeah. I'm sure they probably paid a lot of. I know he's had the same editor for a long time. lady that he does. So I'm sure they probably paid a lot for people for post-production too.
Yeah, they did pay quite a. Yeah, they got first and second ADs. Yeah, they have 5 ADs on the set.
Yeah, but that was probably all his friends. I'm gonna guess.
Stunt coordinator, stunt players, script supervisor. Yeah, they even got a script supervisor on there. I mean, you need that for continuity.
Yeah,
but...
and I know the guy who did the makeup, he did it as a favor also for some reason. I can't remember. The guy who did the ear and did the blood and everything, he did that for a favor too. So I mean, everything was done on a shoestring.
Oh, for sure,
budget,
yeah.
dude. But, yeah, they had a ton of songs in this.
Magic Carpet Ride?
Yeah. They had some good ones. Stuck in the Middle with You. That's, of course, the classic. Keep on Truckin'. Coconut by Harry Nilsson. Put the lime in the coconut. You gotta love that
great
one.
Song. Goes well with the Beach Boys.
Oh, yeah. Goes well with a beach.
Kokomo.
But, yeah. That's... He had a Blue Suede song also. They sing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
Hooked on a Feeling. Ooh,
Oh,
good chaka.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh, good chaka. That's gotta be nice, man. That'd be a really big thing if I ever directed a movie. Which I would really want.
A good soundtrack.
And I'd want the freedom to pick my songs. The good
well,
soundtrack.
you're probably not going to get that the first film you make.
Well, he fucking did.
Yeah.
And he had nothing. And he got all the other songs for
True.
free. That's the thing, man.
Yeah, but you got to know people.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm down with this writing. I mean, if it's a small enough fucking movie, I'll just find songs where I can just get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll write them. I know what you have to do. You have to pay the producer and the fucking artist if you do it. So I just do the pirate way and just fucking let him roll, dude.
Just roll the dice.
Let him roll.
But when you get caught, it's a big fine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to become big enough first before I get caught.
That's true.
So
yeah.
if it becomes big and I'm a star, and I'll be like, oh, I'll change all the songs. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And then be like, oh, fuck you. I'll just delete the movie. Now I'm big enough. Hopefully I'm big enough. Hopefully it's good enough that it's gotten so much attention. And hopefully it's so good
And
where
then
they
it'll
would
be
look
the
like
film,
assholes.
Right. And then it'll be the film that went away that no one can get ever again.
And only make one VHS
Yeah.
copy of it.
VHS makes it even worse.
Yeah. Then I'll buy up all the last 30 VHS players in the world.
There you go.
Then there's no way to watch it.
That's a fantastic plan.
It's a good movie. Did you, oh God. I think it was Kevin Spacey who made a movie that was supposed to be released in 30 years.
Oh, well, that's
Shot
probably
the whole-
not going to be
shot
released
the whole
these days,
movie.
is it? No.
It might have not. It's someone famous, man. I can't remember, but it was something like that just reminded me of it.
Yeah, I'll check his filmography. What? He's in a film called Gore. How's he still working?
Is he playing Al Gore? Because that'd be a funny name for a movie.
That would be
Gore.
hilarious. A young man spends a summer in Italy where he meets his idol.
Bro, I'm probably because he's making these movies. What is that movie about?
A young man spends a summer in Italy where he meets his idol, Gore Vidal, who teaches him about life, love, and politics. And obviously, Kevin Spacey is playing Gore Vidal.
Oh, I would guess he wasn't playing the fucking kid. That is a tough movie to make after.
Definitely. Probably not the best career
What is he just
choice.
playing himself? That's the role he was born for to make.
I
A
don't...
movie about young. You got to separate yourself from young boys.
Yeah. Yeah, not make movies with young boys.
Not make movies purely about loving young boys. Oh no, Spacey. Of course, he's never been one for the best decision making.
No, not the best decision maker. No, unfortunately.
That is breaking news.
That is. It doesn't have a release date, though, so I wonder if this got pulled. I wonder if this film got pulled. It says it's completed.
Yeah, I'm sure he fucking. Oh, maybe it's something. It might have been something he was making during, which that's bad timing.
Yeah, because now the whole movie's done.
Well, yeah, dude, you can't make a movie about loving boys and then find out that you actually love boys. It gets a bad name for the entire series.
Michael Hoffman's directing it.
I bet he's not directing anymore.
No.
That is so funny to me. I mean, oh, Spacey. Oh, Spacey. That should be your evidence enough.
That should be.
Exhibit A.
I know we'll talk about it in movie news, but all the charges got dropped.
Yeah, he's got other charges. Or he's got other fucking people looking at him. I just heard he had to go to, Scotland Yard was looking at him. Because he ran a really famous theater in London for a long time. Apparently he molested a couple kids down there.
Oh.
So now people in London, the cops are talking to him, asking about some things.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not a one-time thing.
No, obviously not. I mean, not if you're doing something like that, you got a fucking problem.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Netflix severs ties with Kevin Spacey's movie Gore. And that's November 3rd, 2017. So it doesn't seem like this movie will be picked up anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, this is even better. Thank God.
Kevin Spacey's Gore Vital movie script included grooming young man. October 26, 2018.
October 6, 2018?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. What do you think was going through?
I have no idea.
Because they obviously took the role before it was happening. Do you think this is like his Joker bad man? Like he's laughing at people like, oh, those
I don't
fuckers.
think anyone's picking this movie up though, so no one's going to see it. Because the movie got canceled. It seems like.
No one's going to see it, but still, what was going in his head?
I have no idea.
He knew he was a pedophile, and he was going to do a movie.
He was going to do a movie about
That's
pedophilia.
the thing where it's like, I'm laughing at you. I'm doing it right in front of your face.
Right. It's like you're...
That's the thing where you've been doing it for so long. It's the fucking Harvey Weinstein where you can just go do in front of anyone. Crazy. Speaking of Harvey Weinstein, you know who produced this film? Weinstein produced all of Quentin Tarantino's films.
Oh, that's right. He did.
Yeah, and this is the jackass Harvey Weinstein is. Harvey Weinstein did not want the torture scene in. He wanted to take it out completely.
Why?
He said it wasn't going to test good. People weren't going to like it. He said it's too much, too gory.
Oh, too much. So he can rape women. That's not too much, but it's too much to cut up.
He's got to set the line. I mean,
okay. Yeah, you got to keep your morals there. No, definitely.
He's a rapist. He's not a monster.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Harvey, who's the voice of God on things that people can't handle.
Right, I guess so.
You know what people can't handle, Harvey? Getting raped.
Getting raped. Yeah,
they don't like it. It's not.
They don't like being forced.
No one enjoys it. No
one
enjoys it, Harvey.
No.
But and that's another cool thing about fucking. He gave Quentin Tarantino his start and everything, but Quentin Tarantino he immediately fucking severed ties with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, he did.
He said, "Fuck."
He did it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Sony's the first producer ever besides Harvey Weinstein to produce a movie, and that's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. It's getting great
they fucking
reviews
scored.
Right now.
They scored again that one because Sony needs some after that hack, that North Korea hack.
Yeah,
they
that was
need
tough.
some wins.
That was a bad.
And after
bad
Venom,
thing.
Sony's not looking so good on the movie front.
No.
But they grabbed one. Now they're in with Tarantino, and they'll probably. I don't know how Star Trek's gonna work. Because doesn't Paramount have the rights to Star Trek?
Yeah, they definitely do.
He said it was supposed to be just like all of his films, but in space. He said it's gonna be heavy dialogue, heavy.
I'm cool for it.
I'm fucking
rated R too, is what I've heard.
Oh, what do you think he makes anything that's not rated R? Come on, yeah, dude, I'm fucking pumped for that.
Yeah, so am I.
A rated R Star Trek.
That's
like a rated R Star Wars. We always fucking wanted.
That's what we need. Disney owns them now. It's too late for that.
Not gonna happen.
No,
not gonna happen. Although they did still let Deadpool was rated R.
That is true.
It's a glimmer of hope.
Maybe Knights of the Old Republic.
You say that every time.
Well,
give it up. Aren't the fucking what's their names doing it from
Game of Thrones people are. Yeah, so I'm not gonna give it up. As a matter of fact,
this was the 100 Years movie I was talking about by far, and it's not Kevin Spacey. It's John Malkovich.
Oh,
which much better in my opinion as of now.
For sure.
As of now, but yeah, it's not going to be released for another 100 years. Oh, and fucking Robert Rodriguez directed. The guy who did Sin City.
Directed what?
This movie, 100 years.
100 years?
It's not going to be released for another 100 years. We'll be dead when it's released.
Why?
2115.
Why?
It's called The Movie You'll Never See.
Okay.
Who knows, man? You know it's going to break every goddamn fucking record in the world when it's released.
You think so?
The movie that's been waiting for 100 years, it's going to have a lot of hype, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's...
No one knows anything about it.
But it could just be that internet, or who knows what it'll be in 2115 when we're dead, but... it could be a whole new thing where people don't even know about this. Like the internet could be completely obsolete in 50 years for all we know.
I'm guessing they're going to have something else if we're still around. I mean, the worst thing is it'll probably be a post-apocalyptic hellscape we'll be living in. We're not going to have a lot of theaters then.
No theaters to present.
We'll be hunting for survival. I mean,
very positive outlook on life, this guy's got, and for the future.
Because what I hear is we don't have 100 years, so maybe we drop that down to the 50-year film.
Yeah,
and let's
how
get
about
this.
we release this? Maybe let us see it when you're dead, but we're 70.
Although maybe post-apocalyptic world, maybe me and you open up a post-apocalyptic movie theater. We're the last of our kind, playing the old relics, and we got this last movie, and we're telling even our grandkids we got to tell about it because they're the ones that got to show it because we'll be fucking long dead.
Yeah, dead and gone.
And it's like we start this whole society based around this fucking film, and it ends up being horrible.
Yeah,
just
very well could be.
Just the driest piece of trash. Just slow, not good.
Pacing's not good. The dialogue's
It's 12 minutes long. We don't even know. We thought it was gonna be a full 2 hours.
Trying to be artistic, it's just shitty camera work.
I can see that. I've seen a little trailer for it. I guess it's science fiction though.
That would be cool. Yeah, see, that would be okay. Maybe
I'm surprised you haven't heard about it. It's kind of weird.
That would be like a Back to the Future thing where it's nostalgic, where people will watch it because it's probably set in 2115. That's probably the year that he set that movie in.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like looking back, like everyone thought we would have
Future.
jetpacks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like the Jetsons, where the Jetsons we thought we were gonna be flying around and everything.
Yeah.
Really, it's just none of that.
None of that at all.
And it's like world peace and stuff. Maybe that would be like a cool kind of look of like, oh, this is what they thought the future. And it's always very far off.
Always.
I can
Back to the Future got some little things right, but overall it was. Or Back
we don't
to
have
the Future
hoverboards.
Too, whatever, but all of them off.
Don't have fucking hoverboards.
But we have the technology for them, and we do have hoverboards. Not to the same caliber.
Oh my god, bro! Those aren't hovering for one.
No, they do have new ones that actually physically hover off the ground.
Yeah, and they're like fucking propelled by jet engines, and they're like it's super loud. And you can't. Can you tell me you can grind on fucking hover rails?
No, I said they're not nearly as advanced,
No.
but we do have them.
And that was supposed to happen, what, 2016? 2015, yeah. So, and we don't have fucking shoes that can tie themselves.
We do. Nike created them.
They created just for that, and they made 30 of them.
Well, yeah.
That was supposed to be in the future. I was supposed to never tie my shoe again.
You know how fucking annoying it is when I'm trying to get something done and I got to bend down and tie my shoe?
You know how much time we probably spend tying our shoes?
At least
40
25 minutes a day. Okay, so we're close. About a half an hour.
I was going to say 40 minutes total out of our lives.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same, definitely. That's what I meant.
You spend 25 minutes a day. Are you still learning?
I am.
Are you getting down?
And they constantly untie.
Are you getting down the basics?
I still haven't learned the double knot. It's only the single loop.
You loop-de-loop and pull.
With the bunny ears.
And your shoes are looking cool.
Okay.
Remember that. Loop-de-loop and pull. And your shoes are looking cool.
That almost rhymes.
It does rhyme. I'm not a rhymer.
No, neither am I. I'm not a poet.
It's actually from SpongeBob. That's how I learned. Yeah. But, yeah. So we have this to look forward to in 100 years. I don't know why we brought this up. Something about Kevin Spacey. But tell your grandkids about it.
We really went off on a tangent. Wow.
Oh, for sure, yeah. That was a really long... Somehow we got to Kevin Spacey. I'm not even sure how we got to him.
We got to him from... I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, let's backtrack this and figure
train.
out. Well, Mason, why don't we finish up and give me your final thoughts on this movie? Do you want to rank it? Can you rank this film?
I don't think you can, but what I will say is and I know I'm fresh to this, but I'm going to hold this as like one of the best indie films I've ever seen of all time, as far as like just the simplicity of the story, yet so interesting and so well done that it gives you hope, it gives you inspiration for like making your own film.
Oh yeah.
And that the fact that you can legitimately do it if you have a good idea like this. You put time and effort into it. I love this. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, I agree. It's one of my favorites. It's a movie. It's like it kind of shows you like this is the. I mean, it's not even the bare minimum, but it's like This is the little we can show you of other scenes, of other content, and still have a full movie. Like, this is the most we can do in one room and still have a full-fledged story that feels like a full movie, you know?
Right.
Like you said, it gives you fucking, like, hope, I guess, that you could, I mean, if he can make this, you can make anything. Go out there, open up that marijuana store, you know? Become a hooker. Do
what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
Love it,
exactly.
If you love it, you love it.
Exactly. You got passion for it, and if you have passion for it, I really do believe it will turn out good. If you really love something, it's always gonna, like, even if you come out with the fucking Room, you know, Tommy Wiseau, that was a piece of shit, but he was so passionate about it, people fucking love it, just because he gave it all, you know, and that's what this movie is for sure.
And that's what we do here at the Have You Seen It podcast.
Oh, we give it all.
162 episodes in.
Yes, sir.
And you know, we're at it.
And
every week.
How pumped are you for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood now?
I am ecstatic.
so.
I cannot wait.
It's
gonna be an awesome weekend.
It's a fucking holiday when a Tarantino movie comes out. We only get one every few years.
Yep.
They should shut down the fucking post office. Do whatever they do for holidays. I'm not sure. I don't know how the government works. But shut down a school. Do whatever. Everyone needs to go out and see this. I'm thirsty for that Quentin Tarantino dialogue. And we got old Bradley Pitt.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
Leo?
With Leo, yeah. And Margot Robbie.
And Margot Blaine. Sharon
Tate.
And we have the man, the myth, the legend, Charles Manson. I think reincarnated.
Definitely reincarnated.
I'm almost sure that this man is him.
It's a little uneasy.
Yeah, and
and this isn't the first time he's been cast in that either.
He's being typecasted.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
being typecasted at this point. But yeah, I can't wait for it, man. This just gets me so excited. I mean, anytime Tarantino movie comes out.
Ooh, my gal Dakota Fanning's in it too.
Oh, she's playing fucking Mousy or Minnie or whatever the hell her name is. One of the craziest bitch that there was.
And I love the trailer too, the Al Pacino.
Yeah,
Pacino's
Pacino
in it too.
Yeah. Quentin
He's like, I love
Tarantino,
all
Al
the gun
Pacino,
stuff.
yeah.
It's great.
Leonardo DiCaprio looks like he's just fucking laying it on the line. It looks awesome, man. I can't wait.
Did you know Kurt Russell's in it?
Yeah, he's in the trailer.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
I think he was like an old stuntman or
mustache.
something like that. Yeah, he's in every. You can almost count on him to be in every Tarantino
Plays
movie.
Randy.
Simple name. I love it.
Simple name,
it's
and it
simple.
works.
That's
It's
Tarantino.
effective.
It's simple, but I can't wait for it, man. It's gonna be the best movie of the summer. You know, we already know it is.
Definitely.
It feels like a movie that encapsulates the summer, does it not? Southern California, Hollywood,
and it's such a
swinging 60s.
such a great title for a film. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It is,
and even the design of it looks really good.
and I heard there was some revisionist history in it.
Yes, there is.
So maybe we'll get a murder of
Well,
old Charlie Manson. Maybe someone's gonna start. I got a feeling. I'm gonna predict it. Brad Pitt's killing Charlie Manson in some fucking awesome way.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Well, I looked up Rick Dalton, which is Leo's character, because I was like, man, that sounds like an old acting name, like a Rick Dalton. You know?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, a Western. And then I looked it up. It's a fictional character.
It's all
completely.
fake. Everything he does is made up. That's how good he is, though. Yeah, it makes it think that is real. And that's exactly who he's playing. He's playing like an old, washed up, like he was really popular at one time. Now he's older and he's still kind of getting roles. And apparently he's next door neighbors to Sharon Tate, and she's really famous. You know, she's going up in her career. She was like the #1 thing in the fucking 60s or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, but I know Rick Dalton. That's a perfect washed up actor.
It is. It's perfect, especially for the time
Rick
too. In the
fucking
60s.
Dalton. I love the true. We keep gushing about it, but I love the trailer. Have you seen the one where the little girl comes up there?
Yeah,
That's the best fucking acting I've ever seen.
Starts crying. So funny.
I love Leo when it feels like he's having fun. I like a happy Leo.
Happy
You know,
Leo is a fun Leo.
A happy Leo makes a happy cash.
Yeah, not a bear raping Leo kind of fun.
No.
That's never fun.
I like him when he's in roles where he looks like he's having fun. And I hope this is the one, because this is the one where he feels like he's not really trying. I'm not trying for that Oscar. I hope he gets another one.
Ooh, you think so?
We haven't seen it. It's bold, but I hope this is the one, because Because it'd be ironic, because every other film, everyone thought he was going to make it. Titanic.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, this is a film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's the one no one's talking about,
And
necessarily.
We haven't seen Brad Pitt in a long time either.
Uh-uh.
Ever since him and Jolie broke up. I don't think he's been in very much stuff. So it'd be good to see him back again, knowing that he's doing pretty good after that harsh breakup.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because you don't want to lose her.
No.
You don't want to lose Jolie. We
he
talked about
lost
it many times.
Aniston, and he lost. And dude,
Did he lose him or did he have him? That's the way I like to look at it.
These things are true.
He's been to the top of the mountain, my guy. He's been to the top. Jennifer Aniston.
He's producing a lot of things.
I think he's starting to, just like kind of Angelina Jolie is directing now. I feel like he's getting more into
He's
that.
producing a lot. Holy crap. He's got like 8 projects in the works that he's producing.
He's probably in all those movies too. He has a new movie, a new sci-fi coming out, Ad Astra. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Looks awesome, man.
Yeah,
It looks like a hard sci-fi. I can't wait for it. It kind of looks like, I don't want to say it, but kind of looks like 2001 Space Odyssey.
Whoa.
I know.
It's giving it high praise right off the bat. I mean,
I just want to
you
say it
haven't even
looks
seen the film.
like it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to say it's to the same caliber.
I was going to say, man, you're jumping the gun there.
But it looks kind of like that trippy kind of, cosmic, going through a black hole. It's gonna make you question everything you've ever done in your life. Probably gonna make you hate yourself.
It's a good possibility.
But let me think. Yeah, he's the king. What is that? He's produced The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible that he would produce a film like that. I mean, that just seems like nothing that he would...
It's an A24 film.
I know. What a small indie. That's awesome. He must have read the script and loved it. That's a pretty cool movie for him to produce. I love Brad Pitt. I've said it forever. He's a character actor trapped in a leading man's body. Great actor. He just happens to be fucking gorgeous.
Great looking, yes.
Because he can play so many different people. And
he does a good job with all the different characters, too.
I know.
I like
He's a
Moneyball.
character actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can play so many different people. Yeah, he's just playing a normal guy in that. But he produced The Lost City of Z.
Still haven't seen that. And
Oh,
that was
really?
one that we were originally supposed to review. I think it was our
good.
third episode on
It's
the
actually
podcast.
really good.
And we were supposed to review that. We didn't.
He's produced a ton of films, though, even way back. He produced Kick-Ass 2.
Damn.
The worst of the Kick-Ass.
12 Years a Slave?
He was in 12 Years a Slave.
But he produced it, too.
He does it all, man.
Jeez.
Why the hell not? You're super rich, producing
Yeah,
it. You're getting a
not?
got of the movie, and you're also
And
getting
you're
and you're
also
also
in
getting
it,
paid.
yeah.
I don't think you're losing money on that.
No, I definitely don't think you're losing.
You're in for sure. He played the weatherman in 8 episodes of the Jim Jeffries show, that new kind of political show that Jim Jeffries does on. So he's been out there.
Oh, yeah,
Brad
he's
Pitt.
working a lot. Yeah, he's still working.
Good for him. He's got those 9 kids to take care of. He has to keep working, honestly.
It's a lot.
He's got one
I'm
from
sure
every continent.
yeah, he does.
Not
He's
Antarctica.
got a good
though.
variety.
He's got a full basketball team, I think. He's just
definitely-
gearing up to.
He's got a baseball team. He's got 9.
I think he does have 9. I think he's got enough for a nice little bench, too.
It's pretty awesome because you see activists all the time who are like, "Oh, make a difference," but they don't do anything. Angelina Jolie was one of those people who were like, "Oh, save the children," and then
I'm
she
gonna save
actually
all of
went
them.
out and saved the children.
Yeah, well,
so you
she's
got to
just-
give her credit for that. Like she actually went out and did it.
She does a lot more than that, though. She does a lot.
She does a lot of charity.
I think
she's raised millions of dollars for.
And she's gone in.
foundations
Her
and
and Brad
stuff.
Pitt used to go and like live in fucking Africa. They used to do, yeah. I mean, they're kind of hippy dippy, but yeah, they do. They're real to their word, I guess.
Yeah, they're
They
doing
do.
doing good things.
She said, "I'm going to single-handedly adopt every goddamn orphan in this world."
I know. It's like, man, she probably got enough money for it though.
doing
Magnificent 2 is coming out.
I can't wait to see when those kids become famous. I know they're all
Oh, they all
relatively
will.
young right now, so I'm wondering if they're all going to roll into the showbiz. Yeah, 2 of the most famous people on Earth. Brad Pitt and Angelina. You can't go wrong there. I'm sure your daddy can throw you a role. Well, Mason, anything else about Reservoir Dogs?
No, man. I
would you
thoroughly
recommend
enjoyed
it?
This.
Would you recommend it to
Absolutely.
anyone?
I'd recommend it to every single person.
Has Kindog seen it before? What was his
No.
take on it? He
loved
hasn't.
it. Yeah, he liked it a lot.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yep. He liked that, and then we went and saw The Art of Self-Defense.
Oh, really?
And I'm saying this is deep into the podcast. This is deep. So only the true
people
the true
are still
fans
sticking around.
Still sticking around.
Yeah.
Might be top 3 favorite movies I've seen this year.
Better
The
than
Art of
Aladdin.
Self-Defense. Dude, I know it was tough. Aladdin was great, but I gotta go with The Art of Self-Defense.
Better than
Top 3, man.
Wow.
So far.
Better than Dumbo.
I'm hoping Once Upon a Time can get on that top 3.
I honestly don't think there's been that many good movies in 2019.
Well, that's why the statement's not that crazy.
No, it's really not. I mean, you're
And I
making
said top 3, so I gave myself some leeway in case you were
top
gonna
3.
pull up
It's
a list
probably
and be like,
number
"What?"
1. I will pull up a best of because I don't think there's been
Yeah, Avengers.
Us.
Us was great.
Us is probably number
Us
1,
is
right?
great. Well, no,
John Wick 3.
John Wick 3 was awesome. John Wick 3 was
Midsummer.
freaking awesome. Midsummer.
See,
was
that
awesome
that
too.
just happened
Yeah.
though. Shazam, those were all pretty good. So I think those are the big 3.
Yeah,
I
so
like
if
Godzilla a lot.
Yeah, but that's
But
not my top
no.
3. It was a good film. I liked it, but it wasn't top 3.
Yeah,
Go
so-
back. Yeah.
So I think the greatest right now, Avengers. I think the greatest right now is Us, John Wick 3, Midsummer, and I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood might make that list. We might get up there.
Yeah.
And you're saying
As of right now, I would have to go John Wick 3, my personal taste, Midsummer, and then The Art of Self-Defense.
Us is even up there.
No, not now. It got booted. It just got booted. The Art of Self-Defense.
Wow. And
It
you
was-
liked. Wow. That's crazy.
It was so funny. It brought so many different elements into the movie, and like it intertwined dry humor with dark.
Well, don't
comedy
talk about it.
just
We'll
so well.
review it. Don't
So
spoil it for me.
Yeah, let's review it.
We'll
We
have
really
to.
should.
Yeah. I thought it looked really good. So all right. So if you
Alrighty.
haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, go and see it because
Yeah,
it's
go and
gonna
watch
get
it.
you pumped for. It's gonna get you pumped for Once Upon a Time, and go
Definitely.
watch any Quentin Tarantino movie because it's probably gonna get you pumped. Go watch Jackie Brown, I'd say, because Jackie Brown looks kind of like it might be a little lighthearted, like Jackie Brown kind of was, but it's gonna be heavy on that dialogue,
It will be.
and I'll love
Can't
it.
wait.
I'll be crunching on that popcorn, loving every minute of it.
Alrighty. Well, you guys can find us on YouTube. Type in Have You Seen It? Have You Seen It podcast. We are the Angry Popcorn. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. You can find our audio platforms podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. You can follow us on social medias, Instagram, Have You Seen It? Facebook, Have You Seen It podcast? Twitter, Seen It podcast. Cash is on Twitter. That's just Cash. My name's Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.